Hypnosis as a site. And I have the honor to be invited to a keynote address on the ASCH meeting, American Society of Clinical Hypnosis. And it's a little bit unusual topic. It is somehow a forgotten topic. Its topic is time distortion in hypnosis. It's a classical book of Milton, Erickson. The first edition was 1954, if my memory is right. But later also famous psychologists like Phil Zimbardo have written books about time, and he himself made experiments about time distortion. And in my clinical practice, I more accidentally was finding how useful this technique is. And I started first to work with adult stutterers and adolescent stutterers, young men, and I was working at university clinic in the 80s in the University Clinic Heidelberg in the Department of Speech Pathology, and I was responsible for treating adult stutterers, and the average treatment length for people who starting therapy at this time was in the books between 3 and 4 years in behavior therapy, not psychoanalysis, and speech therapy techniques. And with using this time distortion techniques, it was possible to bring this down to 1 year, and I had cases with only 7 to 12 sessions. And I will talk about it, how I use time distortion, but also other hypnotic techniques. I will give an outline about stuttering therapy. Then what is very unusual, we have a colleague in the hypnotherapy field, Bernhard Trenkle, of this famous Picard family from Switzerland. He is a psychiatrist, he is a hypnotherapist, and he had the vision to develop a solar airplane to protect the environment, to prove that it's today possible to fly around the world. It was a pretty dangerous thing they have been doing, because you had to be 72 hours awake, maybe even longer, if the wind is not favorable or there is some problem on this self-developed airplane. And I was with him when he was in the flight simulator for 72 hours, and we used several hypnotic techniques, and one of them was also this time distortion technique. And I will show some videos from this work. So he was sitting in the flight simulator, I was only seeing him by video screen, and of course we cannot show too much, but I will show you a little bit about this preparing somebody who has to stay 72 hours somehow awake with 10 times 20-minute trances over 24 hours. And then I have an additional interesting case, which was somehow for me, even having a lot of experience in hypnosis, it was a little bit a miraculous healing. Some colleagues around the world are speculating about quantum physics and quantum healing. I have the same degree in economics and engineering, and I'm sometimes do not know what I should think about such theories, but it will be a rather interesting, unusual case where a very rare medical condition was healed in 1 week. And it was a colleague, it was a psychologist, a patient, and I myself was not even believing that it is possible. And so it will be, I think, a rather entertaining keynote with a lot of unusual stories. And in my workshop, I told already I have studied 2 times. I have studied economics engineering, planning techniques, computer sciences in the 70s, and additionally I studied psychology. I was full 13 years at universities. I made 42 university exams, but before I needed 2 schools. Before I was able to be allowed to study, I had some school problems. So somehow I sympathized and specialized helping young people to overcome examination problems and help them to avoid blackouts and to have faster learning. It's also partially strategic, even influencing sleeping patterns when night workers are studying 6 weeks in middle of the night like I was doing. I had practically a jet lag, like coming from California home to Germany to make a university examination. And I'm sure it will be a lot of practical things what I learned from being able to get the right to study first, to finish school successfully, and later making more than 40 university examinations. And I like to teach these young people, and also there you will hear some cases and some techniques maybe